Hi guys. I just wanted to reach out and touch base with you. We are beginning week 3 already. It's going so quickly. Um, so I just wanted to really quickly go through what we'll be doing this week and give you a little insight into the upcoming weeks as well. So we are in week 3. And so I'm just going to click here really quickly and jump to that module. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. The reason why is because chapter 3 is a pretty heavy chapter. Chapter 3 is really important in terms of kind of laying the foundation for what your research project is going to be. And I'm going to go into more detail about the research project next week. But to give you kind of a little bit of insight, you guys are going to be working together on a study that you will design and conduct and find results for, and then write about. But the underlying um, concepts for how you do this project really are going to be coming from chapter 3. So as you can see, last week we covered chapters 1 and 2, and this week I have just chapter 3 because it is that important. I really want you to be focusing all of your time on reading and going through the content, going through the PowerPoints. You can see there's a lot of interactives here that I really recommend going through in detail, because when it comes time to engage in the project, you're going to see that it's a lot easier to do that if you have a solid understanding of this chapter. So really quickly, week 3 assignments. So before we get into this week, you guys did a fantastic job on lab 1. Everybody, I hope, caught the video from last week that I posted about that. Please, set your announcements so that you're getting these announcements right away as well. If you put your Canvas settings to get like push notifications or emails anytime I make an announcement, that way you've got access to those videos that I am posting. So make sure you're putting your settings to like immediate notification, or at the very least, make sure you're checking announcements every day, because as you can see, one of the ways I get information to you is by posting these videos. So really great job on lab 1. You guys are on it. And this week we're going to be focusing on chapter 3. And I actually don't have a lab for you this week because, again, I want you to be focusing entirely on just getting through the content, getting through the chapter in the textbook, getting through the slides, and getting through all of those interactives. You do have your inquisitive assignments. You will have to still do that. And then there is an extra credit opportunity. This is an extra credit assignment that I really think is beneficial because it gives us a little bit of insight into how tests are done. Now, the type of project that you guys are going to be conducting is not going to be quite as detailed as this, but it's a nice insight into how we collect data in the field of psychology and in psychological research. So you do not have to complete this, but if you'd like some extra credit and would like a little bit of insight into that, then you can complete this IAT extra credit. So this is the implicit association test, and you're going to see when you click on this, there's a link that you will go to, and you have to read through all of this and agree. This is what we call informed consent. It's letting you know kind of a breakdown of what this research is for, why this research is being done, who's doing the research, and then you're acknowledging that you would like to proceed. So you click on I wish to proceed, and then you're just going to choose one of these tests. You don't have to do all of them, just choose one. And the idea is to identify whether you have an implicit bias toward or against any specific group. So you can see that there are a number of different groups that they have these tests for. So young versus old people, president popularity, gender and science, looking at weapons as being weapons or being harmless objects. A lot of just really interesting different things that we might think we're not biased toward or against, but when we take this assessment, might find out that maybe we do have a little bit of an implicit bias. But it's the test itself that I really want to kind of get your feedback on. If you go back to the assignment page, you can see I do not ask you to share your results with me. So I don't want you to tell me, oh my gosh, I found out I'm like implicitly biased against so-and-so of a group. That's not what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for, was the test easy or difficult? What was it like? What did it entail? What did it ask you to do? Why do you think it asked you to do that? Why do you think it was set up the way that it was? Just kind of analyze the test itself and share that with me in a paragraph. It doesn't have to be, I would say like half a page. It doesn't have to be a full page, but half a page typed. Double spaced, all that good stuff. Just kind of describing it to me and letting me know what your thoughts were. And that's basically it. So again, you can complete this if you want to. You don't have to. It's not required. It's just extra credit, but it's a nice way to get some extra credit points and also introduce yourself to the process of engaging in a psychological study, so you can get an idea of what it's going to be like for people who will engage in your psychological study. Okay, and that's pretty much it actually for this week. So I know it's a short video this week and doesn't sound like much, but it really is. Again, if you go back to that module, there are a lot of interactives. Please make sure you're going through these. If you're having trouble accessing them, reach out, let me know. When you click, just to kind of give you some insight, when you click on an interactive, it asks you to open it in another page. And while it says, load chapter 3 interactives, manipulated or measured, like this specific interactive, it doesn't actually open that interactive. It just takes you to the interactives page. So then you scroll down to chapter 3 and open it up, and that's where you're going to see all the different interactives that there are. Okay. So please do go through them. They really are beneficial and helpful when you're, sometimes you're reading the textbook and you're like, this just isn't sinking in. This concept just doesn't, it's not reaching me. These interactives are really great. The concept videos are really great. Just an alternative form of the information. So please do make use of those. You're also going to see really quickly in Module 3, there's this extra worksheet that this is not an assignment. This isn't anything that you have to turn in. It's just another kind of supplement for you to practice identifying what are independent variables or subject variables, sometimes they're called, and what are dependent variables. So it gives you a number of scenarios here where you can read through, and then you just identify, okay, in this scenario, what is the independent variable? What's the dependent variable? You really want to practice being able to identify that, because this is a big part of what your project is going to be. Your project always is going to consist of, testing some independent variable and finding its effect on a dependent variable. So starting to familiarize yourself with those concepts is also really very important for the sake of the project in the long run. Okay. So that's it. Sorry, I lied earlier. That wasn't it. But that's it for now. Please, guys, don't hesitate to reach out. A couple of you have, and I love it. I want to make sure that this class is as painless as possible for you. If you have any questions, if anything is not clear, I'm very happy to clarify things for you. Just reach out via email or in the Q&A forum. Again, if it's a general question, try to ask it in the Q&A forum because it'll help your fellow students out. They might have that same exact question. If it's something personal, of course, feel free to inbox me through the Canvas email. Okay, that is it. Looking forward to another great week with you guys. Reach out if you have any questions. Okay, take care.